Do not attempt to adjust your screen. Forbez DVD Live is taking over.
Yeah, do you feel like dudes is actually just straight hustling the people?
I think that it's no way not to. We are babies of the crack era.
Yeah.
Everything is a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a hustle. So until we divorce ourselves from that entire ideology that I was telling you about, that capitalist society, that capitalist ideology that seeped into all of us and turned us into one thing or the other. That's what we carry into this thing. So we ain't take that shower yet. You know what I'm saying?
Get that stink off.
We ain't get that stink off. We just got new clothes on.
Yeah. So, all right, in a perfect situation, if Blue Pill was in a room with 10 children, what would be your instruction for them children? If they were, well, let's not say children. Let's say adolescent, at-risk children who were wild and crazy and bugging. What would be your instruction for them?
Automatically, right off the top, I'm gonna ask each 10 of them, what are their strengths? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you like to do? What do you do with your eyes closed? What comes natural to you? You know what I'm saying? And once I get an idea of what their strengths are, then I'm going to give them advice based on those particular levels of strengths. And then I'm gonna grill them to see if there's any weaknesses attached to those strengths. Because some people be mad good at shit, and that's the shit that they don't explore because they're scared of or they're fearful of X, Y, and Z. Or they teacher might have told them, yo, that shit can't cut it.
Yeah, Malcolm, you got to do something with your hands.
So they probably sketch you by looking at you. But just that little shit that they art teacher told them, they shut it all down. So they don't want to explore that no more. They want to sell crack. So you got to get back into that, finding out who's good for what, and giving that person that assignment. And you could give that person that assignment or that charge just by talking to them. I remember I was locked up in Westchester, right? I got knocked on like some stupid shit right after the situation with the police in Harlem, right? I got knocked on some stupid shit. It was on February 21st, the day that Malcolm made transition. Normally I would never go outside that day. That's a day that's like holy to me. I don't even go outside. I just stay in meditation and get into my shit. I went outside and I got stopped and they ran my name and I had a warrant. I don't know where it came from, but they said I had a warrant from a case a while ago, so they sent me to Westchester, Valhalla. So I'm in Valhalla, and across the bed is Malcolm Shabazz.
Wow.
Right? Malcolm X's grandson. So now I'm taking this shit in, I'm like, I'm here for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
He's in bed 16, I'm in bed 7. Right? So I'm seeing the whole aspect of the relationship with number 7. So he was in there buck wilding, son, on some blood shit, right? But I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this nigga and I'm like, yo, he's making a clown out of himself because every time he leaves, his homeboys is cutting him up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this ain't you. I waited one day until he was by himself. I linked into this nigga for like 2 hours straight to the point where I was in tears when I finished. I was shaking, you feel me? And just pouring that spirit into him, just begging him like, yo, get on your shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to explain certain things to him that he didn't know. He said he didn't find out who his grandfather was until he went up north. And the old timers told him. He said his parents didn't tell him. They used to tell him Malcolm X was his father because they was trying to save him. They was trying to save him from that lifestyle. They were so fearful about what they saw. Remember, his moms and them was in the audience when he got bodied.
Yeah.
So they was trying to save him from that lifestyle. So they used to tell him lies about who Malcolm X was. They didn't tell him the whole truth. He wasn't walking around with all the information that he needed to formulate the best decisions in life. And then they had him on psych meds and all types of other shit. So I had leaned into him, and then I came home. Next thing you know, I see him come out and he's doing interviews. The first one he did was with Giant Magazine, and he was dressed up like Malcolm. And I was like, my job's been done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do to those youth. I would sit there and I would tune into what their strengths are, and I would just try to extract that from them.
Honestly, I want you to be 100% real. Are there some youth that we have to give up on, that we have to leave behind?
I mean,
do we have to just let someone die?
If we're looking at us like a body, right? If we're looking at our people like a body, we gotta understand that there's cancer cells in the body. You know what I'm saying? They got T cells and what have you, and they got cancer cells and shit like that. So it's irresponsible of us to think that everybody can be quote unquote saved. That's not what everybody came here for. Mm-hmm. Some people came here, like I said, to go through these experiences to be pieces of shit. And you gotta identify who that is. You feel me? And you gotta, you know. And if you're not ready to put some work in on every level, then this work is not for you. Because there's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to remove some people from a fucking scenario.
What about the youth that's gonna look at this right now? Like, here we go, niggas talking this bullshit. Nobody wanna hear this shit. How do we get them, or they have to get themselves?
Like I said, you know, what we're talking about is very relative at this particular point. If they can't see it, then it's not for them. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some awakening moment in their life where they're gonna be able to revisit this conversation that's gonna make sense to them. I was them at one point, so we all was. So I understand that. But now you still can't see it. Like you still can't see it.
You still don't want to hear this shit because it ain't.
But yeah, I mean, again, it still has to be packaged and presented in a way in which is palatable to the youth because they're used to a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? We are all babies of the crack era, so they got to see it a certain way. They might need to see Polite jumping out of Bentley. You know what I'm saying? They might need to see certain things to make the shit make sense. Like, oh, okay, I can get into this information.
I told her I came from Channel Live one time. I said, KRS-One is one of the most informative rappers, but maybe he need to tell the kids, I got 9 houses. I got the houses and the cars, but that's not what it's all about.
Yeah, you never see that.
Yeah, you never see that. So we look and say, oh, this bum ass nigga, this nigga, that ain't even gold he got on. Yo, look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get them? Because those the ones, might be our warriors.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely our warriors, you know? But that's, again, like I said, that's strategy.
Yeah.
And that's not something like a freestyle.
Yeah.
That's something that we should get together as a think tank and figure out how we can get to these at-risk children, how we can get to the D-boys, because, you know, they want to make lifestyle changes.
They want.
Everywhere I go around the country, I run into them, and they want to make lifestyle changes, but they like, yo, you know, it's a transitional period. The caterpillars
you can't take something from them without giving them something.
Giving them something. Caterpillars go through a transitional period to get the butterflies. Everybody's gonna go through a transitional period, and that's the shit that you fear, the unknown. You like, yo, like when you gotta grow your hair out to fucking get dreads. Nobody wants to go through that growing period. Nigga, like, I just can't get fucking dreads. You like, so there's opportunity. You know what I mean? There's opportunity for a person that has the mind of management, right? If you're selling crack, you got a management mind.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity for you to shift that consciousness into something legitimate, you feel me? Where you don't gotta miss a step. You can jump right into business and be like, oh, I'm gonna put A.
It ain't always gotta be rap.
It ain't always gotta be rap.
That's the last thing I want to do.
Rap.
But before we close, Tad, you got anything you want to say?
Nah, not really. I'm just taking it all in right now. I did have some questions, just to add on. You know, when he was talking about Malcolm Shabazz, peace be upon him.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, I think because a lot of people aren't familiar with Malcolm Shabazz. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's sad because people just see him as the brother who killed his grandmother,
quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
He told me that he didn't do that. Yeah.
Right.
He looked at my eyes and said, yeah, that wasn't him.
What a lot of people don't understand is he's from royal bloodline, and what this government has done to his family. You got to realize his mother was a damaged child. She witnessed her father murder.
Like he said,
right? And a lot of times we don't deal with the healing process of what our people go through.
Especially in the black community, we don't believe in mental illness at all.
Though it's so prevalent.
Yeah, we believe in you need a drink, or you just need your ass whipped, or you just smoke some weed, or get some pussy. You need some pussy, nigga. Like that's gonna take the fucking that's gonna take the hurt out of your heart. It's
but
not.
that's a temporary.
But all it's gonna do is make you hurt that female or abuse the drug.
It's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna jump out like everything else. So you gotta deal with it.
Because that's only a band-aid on a gunshot.
We don't talk about atonement as men.
Right.
We don't talk about a nigga that sold crack, you know what I'm saying, to a pregnant woman at some point coming forth and be like, yo, I gotta ask for forgiveness. I was dead fucking wrong.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't we just carry that shit and we think that if we subdue it long enough, it's gonna disappear.
It's still there.
Yeah, and I think that's one of our biggest problems in our community. I was talking to a brother not too long ago, And I asked him, was he still with his girl? And he was like, nah. He said, son, he said, I'm gonna keep it real with you. She still wanna get high, and I don't want that for my life no more. He like, yo, I'm 40 years old. We still fucking around, getting our nose dirty, and I keep telling her I don't wanna do that. So being with her was a bad influence on him, so he decided to leave her alone. I said, yo, for real, son, that's the best thing you could do for yourself. And there ain't no knock on her, but it comes a point where you really gotta remove toxic people out of your life, even if it's somebody you love.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they love you, they want what's best for you. But when I see our people, when I, you know what I'm saying? Because we still in the hood, we still out here in the streets. We still go to any and every project. Our kids still go to public school. You know what I'm saying? And we still gotta raise them with a certain level of awareness of the traps that are out there.
Let me get a drop from you before this camera goes.
Okay. Peace to you and yours, brother Blue Pill representing KTL Media. Shout out to my brother Doggie Diamonds. You understand? Forbes DVD. Peace.
DoggieDiamondsTV.com